this screen is blurry. Hold on. Mm. Or is it just my face? Oh, okay. Alrighty. Wait, let me turn this up. Make sure. Okay, I turned it up all the way and make sure that I'm hearable. Okay, so hi again, and I have to take this charger out. This is a long cord, and it's connected to the bottom of my phone. And the phone is not picked up properly. It's on there, so I have to disconnect. And then put my glasses down. I don't need to do a whole lot of things. Listen, I'm just press play, okay? I just press play. Lips dry, hands, yeah, I do need to put something on my hand. Man, my hands, I had developed eczema like 2 years ago on my hands. Mind you, I'm over 40 years old. Yeah, I was born in 82. So that makes me, I think, over 40. I'm like 41 or 42. Oh, am I going to be 43 this year? I don't know how old I am. I know I'm 40. I know I'm over 40 though. I think I'm 41. I don't know, y'all. But I had stopped counting years ago. But I'm like, I've developed eczema on my hands like a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I don't know where it came from. It happened during the winter time in December, like close to the end of December, like 2 years ago. Excuse me. And it started with like an itch. Why is it so dark? Hey, hold on. Cut on the light because it is like gloomy today outside. So I'm probably gonna end up cutting on the light. Maybe, I don't know. But but yeah, my hands like it started with like an itch, like a bump or so, like in the sides of my fingers, and I was just scratching, not really paying attention too much to it until like a week or so later. It's like another finger started itching with like bumps, like little tiny bumps on the side of my fingers, and I'm like scratching. And then I, like looked at it and I was just like, what in the world is all of this? And then before you know it, I don't know, like out the blue, my hands was just dark, black, peeling, ashy, like I'm constantly scratching. They turned dark, and during the wintertime, my hands, my skin, especially my hands, always get dry. Like for years during the wintertime, my skin gets like extra dry. So I always was like washing my hands and like putting lotion and stuff on my hands even after I wash them. So that wasn't nothing new, but it was just now getting like extra dry, and I'm like, what the heck? So I went through so many tubs of Vaseline, but anyways, come like February or so, and I didn't really think too much of it because I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but I was using like in February, whatever. I started using like some eczema lotion. I think from like Cortisone 10. They had like the eczema lotion in a tube and like some paralysis lotion, and then even the green tube that says work hands. I was using like all of that, and it's some Neurosporin because like I was getting like tiny cuts on my hands and stuff like that. So my I ain't even go to the doctor to get nothing checked out because I'm like, probably use this, it'll get better. It did, but it didn't, But man, when I tell y'all, like the darkness was coming all the way up to my arms, like the inside of my arms. And I actually did a video about this like a month ago. I ain't even posted it, but I might do that later. And that video go into like more detail, but like the darkness was all like here on my arms. Like it almost reached my elbow part, but it didn't. But all this was dark, like all like it looked like a new skin, like a reptilian. Like, and I was even joking with my daughter's dad. I'm like, my new skin coming in, like all of this was just dark and skin peeling and just so ashy and rough and scaly. And what made it feel good was hot water. Like, oh my goodness, like the hot water. And I would stick my arms, my hands in the hot water and rub it together, which actually made it worse, but it felt so freaking good, like a tingling sensation come through my body as I'm like putting my hands in hot water. And I let the water gradually get hot, you know, like it started off like warm. And then, I put my hands in it. Then, like the water, would take time to get hot. And then, so as it getting hot, it's like, it was like soothing my hands and my arm. I was literally, in front of the kitchen sink, like putting my whole arm, like this whole part in the water, like getting it all hot and everything. Then after I do that, I would put a whole lot of Vaseline or whatever. And then yeah, I started having like clear white pus come out. Man, and, like this part is dark. Like it was way darker than this. And this comes and goes now. But when I say dark, dark, dark in between my fingers, like dark. All this was dark. And then it lasted like throughout the summertime too. And then like at nighttime I would wrap a white cloth, mainly like a tank top, a white tank top around my arms, to get it to keep it moisturized with the Vaseline. Like, oh my goodness. So this is still not 100%. It's still not 100%. Like I still have like, obviously, I got the dark spots, and even my wrist was like dark and everything. So this is not 100% as of yet, but it's way better. It's like 90% better than where it was. So, but eventually, like months later, after the summertime, like during the summertime when I would wear like tank tops and stuff, all my just the whole part would just be dark. Like I knew I looked at like, oof. I, I, I know them videos gonna come out and them pictures gonna come out with my arms and my hands looking like, what in the world going on with her? But then again, if I go out in the public, people probably ain't know like, oh, she just developed eczema. They're probably thinking that, oh, she just got a skin disease or something. But who knows? So, but yeah, like the summertime, I'm just like looking at going out and then just be like, oh my goodness, look at my arms, like look at my hands, oh my goodness. But I always knew it was going to get better, and then so eventually I did end up going to a doctor, and and then they gave me some cream. They looked at it, and they gave me some cream. And what else was it? My neck? What else was breaking out? Oh, and then my feet kind of sort of started itching a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. My feet wasn't too bad. It was something else. Was it my neck? I think it was my neck. I don't know. Yeah, I think I had like a little bit of something going on with my neck too around this time, but it wasn't as bad as my hands. Was not was nowhere near bad as my hands. When I tell y'all my hands, that eczema took over. Like when I said, man, mm-mm-mm. My hands probably was shown in some of my past videos. You know, probably because I know I didn't want to show them because I'm just like, I didn't even like how they look. But if it was shown, then it was shown, fine, whatever. But the doctor was like, yeah, you got hand eczema, whatever. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So he had gave me some cream. So been using the cream, and it did get better. Like my hands still got better. So hopefully I'm not going to be, what's the word, relying on the cream for a long time. I mean, it has been about going on a year now. Not quite a year. I think it'll probably be a year, like in September, October, for me using the cream. Yeah, probably September, October. I don't know. Um, I think, but I've been using cream for a good while now. But like I said, I don't want to be, what's the word, reliant on it, dependent on it. It's a word when you constantly got to use it, and then if you stop using it and just like everything just mess up. I forgot the word. I seen an R word coming in my head. Reliant, relying on it, whatever the word is. Now I want to say dormant, but that's not the word. Dormant. I don't know. I can't think of the word right now. But I just hopefully like I'm not going to be relying on it. And it's not depending on it. It's another word. Dagged SATs. So I want to be thinking about that daggone thing. But anyway, like relying on it for forever, like no. So yeah, but matter of fact, let me go put some Vaseline on now because before these junks be starting to itch. Okay, so seeing it's a little bit better. And I looked at the cream. I just put like a little dab, less than what I normally put on. And I'm supposed to use it twice a day. And most of the time, I just use it once now, and that's when I go to sleep at night. Because throughout the day, I'm constantly still wiping things, getting baby wipes, wiping my daughter's face if she eats food and make a mess, doing dishes, cleaning dishes, fixing food, going to the bathroom, washing my hands, um, like changing diapers, and with the wipes so my hands get wet. So I'm just like I'm constantly throughout the day, like washing my hands, even or doing something, getting my hands wet. The longest time that I probably don't get my hands wet throughout the day is probably like 2, maybe 3 hours. I can just chill without getting my hands wet for like 3 hours throughout the day. Yeah, throughout the day. So I'm like, I don't want to put it on my hands, and then whatever I'm doing, I gotta wash my hands. So I'm like, am I washing this stuff off? Is it still in my hand? Is it still good? Do I just. So I'm like, I mean, when I first started using the cream, yes, I would take a shower. Then after I take a shower, I lotion up and then do that, and then go knowing that I know I can go with like 3 hours without washing my hands. But now I'm like, let me just do it at nighttime, like right before I go to sleep. Far as like after I go to the bathroom, do what I gotta do, wash my hands. Everything is good in the house. Everything clean. People is asleep. Everybody about to go to sleep. Daughter is changed. She's probably asleep now. Good. Vaseline and put the cream on, and I'm good. So yeah. All right. So like I said, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be talking about with this video, but again, for my records, I just, oh goodness, gotta get comfortable. For my records, I'm just doing videos, talking, have a reference, or not a reference, but just to go back and reflect. So, let's see. What's some topics? And look, the movie I'm watching. This is one of the movies I was talking about. Let me see. This is Planet of the Apes. I mentioned this movie in one of my videos when that's Caesar. And Caesar, he can talk, but he got to pretend like he cannot talk because he got to blend in with the rest of these apes that cannot talk and that's not that smart as him or whatever because his owner passed away. So, so people looking at him like, wow, he share because this scene right here, if an animal would have had gave if an animal if any ape would have had just got a banana, they would have just kept it for themselves, and then other apes would have been trying to fight that person for that one banana. They wouldn't have shared. But when they gave Caesar the banana, oh, his owner's still alive right now. This is the owner. Like I just told them about the movie, but if y'all haven't seen this movie, y'all haven't seen this movie yet. If y'all, they trying to see is that the talking ape and the thing. Listen, if y'all haven't seen this movie yet, it came out in 1977, but it's a good movie. Um, mentioning this movie, like maybe, and then this Disney. Hey, this is Disney. This is Disney. I'm about to say channel. What did you call it? Disney website? Not website. The Disney app. The Disney subscription. Disney Plus. I guess it's just Disney Plus. So like they showing how to wash hands. See, some people know how to wash hands and know how to do it, but Caesar gotta pretend like he don't know a whole lot of stuff. And like he even drying his hands off good and putting the paper towel in the trash and all that. But he needs to realize eventually he gonna realize like, wait a minute, I can't let people know I can't let people know how smart I am and how I can do all of this stuff or whatever because it's going to draw attention to me. Because a lot of these apes, they be overfilling the water. Like, see, like this part, which, I mean, I'm over here. Go watch the movie. If you got Disney Plus, let me, what is, this one is, this one is, oh, the title just came off of it. Hold on. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Okay. So, this is a movie that I'm watching. And oh, that's the one. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie. 1970 something that it came out. Like they showing how to make a bed and that monkey. It's a good one. Like I like this scene. I like these scenes because, like I said, it's funny. And the humans is training the apes to be servants to the humans. You know how to pour them drinks, how to make beds, how to make sure you know how to wash your hands properly, how to clean up, how to mop, how to sweep. So they training the apes and stuff like that. And some of the apes are getting it, but not quite. And some of the apes might do really good in one particular subject or cleaning or topic. One ape might do really good in that one, but Caesar know flying through all of them. But then again, he gonna realize like, wait a minute, I can't draw attention to myself. Like I'm passing all this with flying colors. I need to blend in. Let me pretend like I don't know how to mop a floor. Let me pretend like I don't know how to clean a toilet. Let me pretend like I don't know how to stop before a cup gets overflowed, filled. So he had to start pretending. Of course, he kept silent the whole time, even though he know how to speak. He just had to keep quiet because no other apes, um, no other apes knew how to. Why did they reconnect them? But about the other part about the banana, like if it was any other ape if it was like four apes in one cage, and then the guards, the humans, gave one ape one banana, all these other apes would have been trying to fight over that one banana. Would have been like a whole, like a lot of man, ooh, like a lot of y'all humans. are doing now. Like y'all fighting, like all y'all in the same boat and don't even realize it. Well, some of y'all do realize it, but the ones who are fighting each other, y'all shouldn't be fighting each other. Y'all should be fighting the people who push y'all in the cages and who gave y'all breathing. I'm gonna keep talking while this moving. Okay, my bad. Y'all need to be going after the people who push y'all in cages, not the people y'all in cages with. Like I'm like, don't be fighting each other because y'all got one person got a banana, so y'all fighting each other over the banana, you know, and then the banana gonna end up getting mush, and none of y'all mother effers even going to get a piece of it. Y'all just want to get mushy banana and just a taste of it. It's like and that's what the guards and stuff want. Like, oh, y'all fighting among yourselves. Like the elite is looking at y'all like, y'all fighting among yourselves. When we watching everything, and instead of trying to organize or come after us, which of course that's what Caesar ended up doing in this movie, organizing or trying to get, apes to realize, like, wait a minute, it's like so many of us and a few humans, like we don't need to be in cages and being abused, whatever. Like no, like they got chains and stuff around and it's like a slave. Let me show y'all this part because they got a black man. They got a black man. And like this is the Austrian block. So I believe that Caesar and the people up top, it's like the governor, like they want somebody to work closely with them. Oh, and that's another part. Oh, look, they got a black man holding up an ape with chains. Like this movie is so symbolic anyway. But this movie is about, like things hidden in plain sight, people hidden in plain sight. So, what was I saying about the banana? So yeah, so anyways, when Caesar came and then they gave Caesar one banana and then of course all the apes when he got inside the cage, all the apes was like, ooh, with the banana. Caesar was like, calm down. Let me break a piece. So he was able to give everybody a piece of the banana who was in the cage. Like, it was like four of them. And then Caesar still had some to himself. So let me see what time it is. 2:27. So Caesar still had some banana to himself. So it was like, okay, and then the guards, was scratching their head like, that's different, So so yeah. But but yeah, the symbolic of it is like people y'all fighting with y'all among yourselves and y'all need to be organized and being and going against the people who push y'all in the cages or who have y'all fighting. That's like saying, um, what was I saying? I said, and I was talking about this like months ago. Um, oh yeah, he asked him to make a drink. He talking about do like the guy showed him how to make a drink, like a liquor beverage kind of a drink, and then he would the word they do is do, like the words that they communicate with the apes, the humans, is like do, no, go, stop. It's like single words because they think that their mind can't adapt to it. Again, some of them can't adapt to it. Some of y'all do need that stop, go, no, do, yes, no. But others, can actually comprehend more than just that one single word. Um, But yeah, even this part, like Caesar, okay, I guess I might as well just talk about this movie. So even with this movie, Caesar, like I said, is blending in. So people seen something special about him. He ended up getting like the part that I just showed y'all. He ended up getting a job, quote unquote, a job. Of course, they ain't paying these people what they paying with bananas. Um, Working closely with the government, with the governor of the town and stuff like that. That was like with the auction and thing, they auctioned him off, and then the governor like purchased Caesar. It was like, hey, he could work closely in the office, be our errands person to run errands and stuff like that, or whatever, whatever. make us drinks, wipe down the tables when we finish with our meetings, whatever, whatever, or transport some paperwork to another office. Like he can do all that. He can be like a mail courier, whatever, whatever. So, and like they asking Caesar to pick a name from the book because they need to know what to call him. And then so Caesar, again, they think that he don't know too much, but Caesar again is blended. So he flipping through the book, and he already have a name, like he know his name. And so he picked Caesar. He found his name, and of course they said Caesar in Latin means king. And then the governor like, like out of all the names in a book, he picked Caesar, but they gonna start calling him Caesar. But again, they think he's a duh, a dumb ape, like what are the odds of him picking a name Caesar that means king? Hmm. But Caesar, like, if y'all only knew what I know, who I am, like what I can comprehend. And then so Caesar, yeah, got to start walking. See, I can't show y'all too much of the movie, but go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. They got the whole like series of Planet of the Apes, and I was just talking about the Planet of the Apes like months ago, like years ago. Like an incident happened when monkeys came from a helicopter when I was a little kid. I got a video about that on my YouTube channel. But so yeah, go check that out. But Caesar in this part now, like he was walking outside and he was walking tall, like a human. And of course, all the other apes they walking with like hunchback and like looking down. So when Caesar was walking down the steps, like normal as a person, human in a movie, apes was looking at him like what, they looking up and stuff like that. And then Caesar realized, oh shoot, I gotta hunch over, I gotta look down, I gotta remember to blend in, you know. So so anyways, the part where he's working close, see they talking about dude, don't it? Man, if they only knew. If Caesar like if y'all only knew what I know. Mm. But anyways, so another thing about this movie is with Caesar working closely with the government or the governor and stuff like that, he hearing their conversations. And of course the humans, the government people, the elites, whatever, they don't know that he understands what they're talking about. So Caesar is listening. Caesar know what they're going to do next, the plans, what their agenda is and stuff like that. So of course they talking just out, just normal regular, even while Caesar is in the room because they don't know like he's Caesar. They don't know like he can comprehend. Like he's not like the other apes, like he's not from where y'all picked up the other apes at. Like he came from a whole nother different place. So they just talking regular, not paying attention to Caesar, they just think he's any other ape, that's around. So Caesar is picking up all of this. Caesar is learning. Caesar is like, oh, I know what y'all plan on doing. Oh, I know y'all mindset now. Or I know how y'all be thinking, whatever. Again, Caesar got to blend in. So basically, the whole time Caesar is like in the in group, like in the in crowd. How can I explain? Caesar is like I'm thinking of like the Prince of Egypt, that movie where Moses supposed to have been like a slave. Was it Moses? Yeah, Moses supposed to have been like a slave, but then he grew up in a royalty. He grew up in a mansion in a palace and stuff like that, blended in and knowing some stuff. I mean, well, no, that's too. Why did I use that scenario? That's not what I'm trying to say. But basically, and Caesar wasn't an enemy, but if he was, it's more so like keep your friends far, but keep your enemies closer. No, what is it? What is that saying? But anyways, it's like the whole time Caesar was blending in and knowing the plots and the plans and the schemes of the humans. Okay. So when Caesar was like, damn it, I need to get some smart apes or at least people who can comprehend a little bit more like me to organize something. Like we need to come up against these humans. and that's what's going to happen like in the movie and stuff like that. Like eventually the people, they're going to look at a manifest that came in and stuff like that and be like, wait a minute, we got an extra ape somewhere, like we counted this many supposed to came on this shipment on this day, but it was marked in as an extra ape. Like, where did this extra ape come from? We got an extra ape somewhere, we don't know who, what ape is this, yada yada yada. So then eventually they're going to find out that it was Caesar who just came out the blue, like out of nowhere. And I think just probably months passed when they found that out. So yeah, when they found that out. So then now they trying to find Caesar and be like, oh, it was Caesar the whole time. What? We've been talking in front of Caesar the longest, and Caesar is the one who knows some stuff. And of course, Caesar going to end up talking, and everybody going to be like, what? He can talk? And then the ape's going to be surprised too, like, oh my goodness, an ape that can talk? Man, it's a good movie. So that's kind of like I can put myself in that kind of situation. Open up these, open up these pens. I can put myself in that kind of situation um, as well, but like blending in. When it's like, whew, if y'all only knew, and like probably a lot of y'all too, like we not really, like we came here on Earth, to Earth. So we gotta like blend in. We gotta act. Man, when I say it was a time, okay, I think I'm gonna tell this story. Here I don't know, and I'm gonna get off because it's almost at 40 minutes. It was a time I remember when I was a little girl. I mean, like 3 or 4, and me and my mom rode in a taxi to go to this brick building for me to get tested. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to be a taxi cab driver for like whatever reasons, because it was just like traveling and sightseeing and talking to people and having people talk to me. It was just like knowing different people, like picking up different people, and like being a service to people, getting to where they need to go safely and stuff like that. But anyways, so we went to this building. I'm like three. This is before I started school, so I'm like 3, no more than 4 years old, and I wasn't talking. So this is a place to get me, I guess, tested or evaluated to see why I wasn't talking, why I wasn't communicating, like verbally. So I remember being in this room. It was like a classroom, not a big room, but it was like a nice, decent room with a table and some chairs, and the table low for a kid my age to sit in. And there was people with white coats on, like lab coats and stuff like that. Of course, at the time I wasn't thinking, oh, they lab coats. I just know there was white coats. People had white coats on. Adults, men and women. And so I remember doing different tests, sitting at the table with them. My mom sitting on this side of me. I'm sitting right here, so my mom on the left side of me, and I'm sitting at the table. My mom's sitting at the table with me, and 2 other people who's testing me are sitting across from the table. So it was like different things, different items on the table, and they asked me to do this, asked me to do that, and yada yada yada. Excuse me. So I was passing everything, like whatever they asked me to do. Can you, Demitra? Can you match this with that? Can you figure out where does this go? What number comes next? Whatever. What do you use to eat with? Like questions like that or whatever. And I was like matching the products, the shapes, the toys, whatever they asked me to do. So I was getting it. I wasn't like talking, but I was getting the right answers. So this one particular, like one of the last things that they asked me to do, something with colors, because I remember I was getting it right. I remember I was getting it right, and then the lady was like, "Well, let's take the colors out." Like, say it was pictures that had specific colors on it, but it was like the same picture but different colors. So I remember the lady saying something about colors. Let's take the colors out and then just have like the pictures. Like, I guess everything is just white. A picture drawn on a white paper and it's the same picture. Something. So and then something else. And I remember the guy before this part though, the guy, this man, like again, in a white coat, he had asked me to, like say something like, hey, if you like chocolate, if you love chocolate, chocolate or whatever, you got three pieces of chocolate, and it's two, and there's three people over here that wants chocolate too, and then it's bananas and like something I can't really remember. But the thing is, I was sharing, oh, just like how Caesar did, I was sharing what I had with the other people. Now I remember the guy saying, so you want to give what you like, what you love, like you love chocolate, you want to share with other people. I remember him saying something like that. Like I said, I don't think it was chocolate he was saying, it's something else. But the thing is, I was sharing what I have with the other people instead of just giving them like something that was just off to the side. I don't know. It was something like that. Really can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like that. But I remember him saying to me, "So you want to share your goodness with the others, instead of keeping it to yourself." And I'm just like, yeah. And then I remember he asked me to do it again, and I did the exact same thing. Whatever. I shared what I have with the other people. But anyways, so getting back to the part where I was talking about before, like I think it was like the last test. Um, they told me to like something with colors. Told me something with colors, and lady was like, "We're going to take the colors out. We're just going to have one single color. Whatever. Ain't going to be multicolors. It's going to be one single color." They asked me to do a procedure to do something. I understood what they were saying 100%. I understood them. Okay, they kept repeating what they wanted me to do. I understood it, no problem. But I heard like do it wrong, like in my mind, like do it wrong, don't do it right, like do it wrong, do it wrong. So I'm like, and it was like a weird feeling that I got to, because I remember like almost doing it right, but then like the last final pieces or something, I just heard, no, don't do it right, don't do it right, like do it wrong, get it messed up. So then I was just like, just messed up on purpose, like didn't do the right thing on purpose. And then so they was like, Demitra, did you understand what we just told you? And I'm like, mm-hmm. And they was like, okay, well, do it again. We're gonna start over and we're gonna do it again. So then I purposely kept getting it wrong. Mind you, I'm like 3, no more than 4 years old. Mind you, I done passed all the tests before, and I understood what they wanted me to do. Like I can get that right. Like whatever it was, I knew what to do with it. Whatever. I knew how to do it. It was something simple. To me, it was something simple. Like I got it. I know it. I understood what y'all want me to do. But I was just like, I don't want to get it right. So then I remember my mother. She was like, Dee Dee. So I'm looking up at her, and she's like looking down like Dee Dee. And she explaining it to me, like in a motherly way. Dee Dee, do you understand what they want you to do? You gotta, you know, put this with that and yada yada yada. And she's talking to me, and I'm just like, yeah. She's like, Dee Dee, do you understand? I'm like, yes. Like shaking my head, like I understood. I understand y'all. So they was like, my mom was like, okay, well, let's do it again. I think I did it like 3 times wrong purposely. Purposely, I did it wrong. So I remember the guy was like, oh, okay, wrote something down, was like, okay. Then like at the end of it, the guy was like, well, no, I don't qualify or whatever. I heard him saying something to the lady, and then the lady came back to my mom, and my mom, told my mom like I don't qualify. I think my mother was a bit upset, but at the same time, I think she was just like, eventually was just like, oh well, it is what it is. But I'm like, like, so I'm like, I supposed had got it wrong, because I believe that if I would have did everything that they told me to do and passed with flying colors, like everything that I did previously, I would have been under, like, I would have been like Caesar. I would have been like Caesar. I would have been like under a microscope. People would have been like, damn, this little girl know a whole lot of stuff. Like, who is she again? We need to test her blood. We need to do some tests on her. Oh, let's do an experiment. Mom, can you sign this document so she can come in free of charge? All y'all transportation will be free. She just got to go to John Hopkins. I'm about to say mother efforts about to cuss. But John Hopkins sent me when I had two of my sons, my two first sons, Avon and AJ. I don't even know how John Hopkins knew that I gave birth to two sons or to two children anyway, because I had them at Prince George's County Hospital in Maryland. Prince George's County Hospital, Prince. You see the keyword Prince, Georges County Hospital. But again, what that's just a coincidence, right? Having my sons at a hospital called Prince George's County Hospital. But anyways, I had both my two first sons there, and both times, John Hopkins was sending me letters, was like, yeah, we want to do a study and yada yada yada. Like I can't remember the exact words, but they basically were saying, come to John Hopkins. It's a free developmental study and yada yada yada, and we'll pay you, and like it's no charge for you. We just want to study the children, study your child. So of course I ain't even reply. Like I just like tore that stuff up like for both times. I'm just like, what the heck? And for one, I'm like, I ain't driving out to no damn Baltimore. This is like years ago. Like, I ain't driving out to no Baltimore, John Hopkins Hospital. Like, no. Like, I wasn't, didn't know the significance of it at that time anyway. But I'm like, no. But, anyways, I know for a fact that if I would have did the steps correctly, whatever that they was asking me to do, I know that I would have been, it's 2:45. I know that I would have been underneath a microscope. Like, for real. Like, I 100%. That's why I had to like blend in how Caesar is doing in this movie. That's what I had to do. Like at first, I'm like getting it, like, oh, this is easy. Like, what you want me to match the blue with the blue? What? I got this. What? The tree go outside. The tree don't go in the house. What? Oh, you eat a popsicle. You don't. You put the popsicle in the freezer. You don't put the popsicle in the refrigerator. Like like I'm like, whatever it was, I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Like I got this. But then again, I heard something in my mind, in my head, like, get it wrong. The last thing was like, get it wrong. Like, who knows if that was the last test, and if I failed that one, that means I didn't have to move on to no other kind of test or assessment. Or was that actually like the last test and be like, damn, she done failed the last test, but she done got all this right, but she failed the last test. Like, I don't know. But I'm quite sure that was probably something significant because that was like the last thing that I did. Or, yeah. But but yeah, so I had to like blend in. Like even though I knew all this stuff, I had to like blend in. Like that's what it's like here coming here on Earth. I'm like I gotta blend in. I had to get born through a vagina through my mother to blend in. I couldn't just beam myself down as a 10-year old. They'd be like, damn, where does 10-year old come from? What is your name? What is your parents? Like, and I have no identification as a 10-year old, or no identification as a 5, 6-year old. Like, what the heck I would have been into? They would have put me into a whole rack of different stuff if I just beam myself down just out the blue. No. So, so I had to be born through a vagina. I had to come back, or I had to be here, be birthed through a womb, so everything can be like okay, like a paper trail kind of a thing. Like okay. Mm. Again, I'm probably doing another video with more words of my name. And I was just thinking about that, like Demitra. Mm. Sorry, I'm like, mm. These prunes are good, but like okay, let me get off this. It's 2:48. Let me get off this. But I'm gonna do another video about which I did already. Matter of fact, like a couple of years ago, with my white refrigerator, I got like the magnet letters on my white refrigerator that's here, and I was having names or words, not really names, well names too, but words that can make up from my name, Demitra H, and also with the M being a W. Okay. But I might do an updated one, just pointing out a few of them words because I didn't even really finish. It was two parts to it, and it was still more words that I didn't even get to. That's in my name, and again, even in different languages. And this morning, I was thinking of the word DM. I believe it's carpe diem, like the Italian. I believe saying that's like seize the day, like seize the day. Carpe diem. But anyways, diem, Diem. That's in my name. So day is in my name. And I was also real quick, Madre, 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 like the Spanish word for mother. That's in my name. The Spanish word for mother is in my name. And earth is in my name. So I'm going to leave that right there. Like I said, this is my real name. I don't have to change my name. I don't have to say, oh, my spiritual name is yada, yada, yada. I did some spiritual research and I changed my name. I'm going by my spiritual name. No, I don't have to do that. This is my real name, my spiritual name, my earthly name, my human name, my government name. Like, I don't have to change. I don't have to change my name. This is me. Now, I know some other people, or other, yeah, men and women out there who got a government name, but who's like, excuse me, who's like, oh no, that's not my real name. I'm actually this person reincarnated. So they got to say that they're this deity, which is fine. If that's what y'all want to do, fine. But again, I'm like, this is me. I'm Demitra. I'm Demitra. Like, again, you might be like, who cares? What is Demitra? Y'all will find out the significance of Demitra. Man, the significance of Demitra. Just say that. Like, once y'all get to just saying Demitra, like, Demitra, I don't know. Like, y'all going to get to. Okay, but y'all going to get to a point where y'all actually would just be saying my name and that feeling of, like, man. So, um, anyways, let me get off this. It's 47:20 right now. And yeah, on to the next video. All right, bye.